I'm a Mac automation expert with over 20 years of experience, and in this video I'd like to show you how to create an automation workflow which adds a shadow wipe transition to your timeline in Premiere Pro in just a few seconds and with only one keystroke. And thanks to an automation method I developed myself over the years, you won't need any coding skills whatsoever and can easily do it yourself. Before we can create the automation workflow, we have to add our transition once manually. So make sure you have 2 clips added to your timeline, and then starting at the point of the cut between both clips, move your playhead 30 frames to the left, create an adjustment layer, drag it to the timeline, move your playhead back, cut the adjustment layer, move your playhead 30 frames to the right, trim the adjustment layer, go to the effects panel, search for the effect called dip to black, drag and drop it onto the adjustment layer, extend it as far as possible left and right, move your playhead back to the cut in the middle, now move it 15 frames to the left, create a second adjustment layer, drag it to the timeline, move your playhead 30 frames to the right, trim the second adjustment layer, go to the effects panel, search for the crop effect, drag and drop it onto the second adjustment layer, move the playhead to the start of the second adjustment layer, go to the effect controls panel, create a keyframe for crop left at 0%, move your playhead back to the cut in the middle, create a keyframe for crop left at 100%, create a keyframe for crop right at 100%, move 1 frame to the left, create a keyframe for crop right at 0%, move 2 frames to the right, create a keyframe for crop left at 0%, move your playhead to the end of the second adjustment layer, create a keyframe for crop right at 0%, set the edge feather value to 500, select all keyframes, right click on either one of them and select ease in, right click on either one of them once more and select ease out, and you're finally done. If this is the first time you're watching one of my tutorials, please head over to the shortcut settings in Premiere Pro and make sure you have assigned the following shortcuts: adjustment layer, Command Option Control Shift plus A, projects, Shift plus Y, effect controls, Shift plus X, effects, Shift plus C, timelines, Shift plus V, rename under project panel, Command Option Control Shift plus R, zoom to frame, Command Option Control Shift plus B, minimize all tracks, Command Option Control Shift plus M, delete all empty tracks, Command Option Control plus D, add edit, S, selection follows playhead, Command Option Control Shift plus P, so that each track your playhead hovers over gets selected automatically, and finally assign the F key to the shortcut called clear, which will delete everything which is selected in your timeline. Then, with the second adjustment layer selected in your timeline, go to the effect controls panel again, right click on the crop effect, select save preset from the pop-up menu, rename it to shadow wipe transition preset, and click OK to save it. Last but not least, make sure you have the free trial version of the app BetterTouchTool installed on your Mac. Navigate to this new icon up here, click on configuration, and then let's get started with our automation. Click on these 3 little dots up here. Add a new trigger by clicking on the plus symbol in the left column and select reusable named trigger in the right column. Rename it to shadow wipe transition. If you haven't done it already, add a second trigger and name it workflow speed. Click on the plus symbol in the middle column, select the action called pause execution, delay next action blocking from the drop-down menu in the right column and set its value to 0.1 seconds. Now highlight the shadow wipe transition trigger again and add the first action by clicking the plus symbol in the middle column. Click into this search field, type launch app and select the action launch app, open file, start Apple script. Click on select app file and choose Premiere Pro. This will bring Premiere Pro to the front. Add another action called trigger named trigger, highlight the workflow speed trigger in the left column, copy its name and paste it into the text field of our trigger named trigger action. This will allow us to adjust the overall speed of our workflow at the end if necessary. Now move your playhead to the cut between both clips. This will be the starting point for our automation workflow, and because we want the workflow to run properly each time we trigger it, we can add a couple of actions which take care of that. Go back to BetterTouchTool and add the following key combinations to our workflow. Shift plus V to highlight the timelines panel, Command Option Control Shift plus B to bring the playhead to the center of your screen, Command Option Control Shift plus M to minimize all tracks, Command Option Control plus D to delete all empty tracks, and Command Option Control Shift plus P so that each track your playhead hovers over gets selected automatically. In case you have this feature activated already, already in Premiere Pro, leave the shortcut action out in BetterTouchTool. It's called Selection Follows Playhead. Now we want our playhead to move 30 frames to the left, so let's add a total of 6 Shift plus left arrow key shortcut actions to our workflow next. Then add the shortcut Shift plus Y to switch to the Projects panel, Command Option Control Shift plus A and the Enter key to create a new adjustment layer, Command Option Control Shift plus R to rename it, followed by an action called Insert Type Paste Custom Text. Type dip to black into the text field on the right, save it by hitting Command S, and add a Tab key shortcut action and an Escape key shortcut action. Now we need this new adjustment layer to be dragged to our timeline, so let's continue our workflow with an action called Find Search Image on Screen and Move Mouse. Basically what we want to do now is to teach our mouse cursor to hover over the adjustment layer, hold onto it and drag it to our timeline. Adjust the following settings in the right column in BetterTouchTool. For Search Image On, choose Screen with Mouse, change Limit Search Region to search left half of selected area, set Move Mouse to move to top left of recognized area, and set the mouse move action duration to 0.2 seconds. And now we take a screenshot which will be saved in BetterTouchTool by clicking on Choose Area of Screen and by resizing and positioning of the red transparent rectangle exactly like that over our adjustment layer. Remember that the mouse cursor will hover to the top left of this area and not to the center, so place the rectangle's top left corner exactly over the center of the adjustment layer's icon. In order to save the area, hit the spacebar on your keyboard and wait for 3 seconds until a little image of the area appears in this square up here. Then add an action called Drag Mouse to Position next. Set the value for mouse move animation duration to 0.4 seconds. Click on Record New Position and hover your mouse cursor exactly to this position in your timeline. Lock your mouse coordinates by hitting the spacebar and click on Save. Because we have created an additional track now, we have to activate it with 2 Command 0 shortcut actions next in our workflow. Add 6 Shift plus right arrow shortcut actions next to move the playhead back to the cut between both clips. Add Command Option Control Shift plus M to minimize all tracks and the S key to split the adjustment layer in the middle. Add 6 Shift plus right arrow shortcut actions more to move the playhead to the right, the S key to make a cut, a right arrow key shortcut action to highlight the right part of the adjustment layer, the F key to delete it, the left arrow key, 6 Shift plus left arrow key shortcut actions to move the playhead back to the cut between both clips, Shift plus C to switch to the effects panel, and Shift plus F to select the search field. Now we want to add a dip to black effect to this adjustment layer, so add the action called Insert Type Paste Custom Text next and write dip to black into the text field in the right column. Then comes the action Find Search Image on Screen and Move Mouse again with the red transparent rectangle resized and repositioned like this. Hit the spacebar, wait for 3 seconds and then add the action Drag Mouse to Position and record this position of your mouse cursor. Then add the action Double Click followed by the action Insert Type Paste Custom Text with 2 semicolon written into the text field on the right. This will adjust the duration of the transition to 2 seconds. Add the Enter key next to save it and 3 more Shift plus left arrow key shortcut actions in order to move the playhead 15 frames to the left. Now we want to create the second adjustment layer. To do so, add a Shift plus Y shortcut action to switch to the Projects panel, Command Option Control Shift plus A and the Enter key to create a new adjustment layer, Command Option Control Shift plus R to rename it, followed by an action called Insert Type Paste Custom Text. Type Shadow Wipe Transition into the text field on the right, save it by hitting Command plus S and add a Tab key shortcut action and an Escape key shortcut action. In order to drag it to the timeline, add the action Find Search Image on Screen and Move Mouse to our workflow with the red transparent rectangle resized and repositioned like this. Hit the spacebar again and wait for 3 seconds. Let's adjust its length up front so we don't have to cut it in our timeline. Add the action called Right Click followed by 5 arrow up shortcut actions, the Enter key, the Tab key and an Insert Type Paste Custom Text action with 1 semicolon written into the text field. Add the Enter key and Shift plus V after that, followed by the action Drag Mouse to Position. Hover your mouse cursor to this position on your timeline, hit the spacebar and click Save. Add 2 more Command plus 0 shortcut actions to activate this newly created track again and Command Option Control Shift plus M to minimize all tracks. Don't worry, we're almost done. Add 3 Shift plus right arrow key shortcut actions to move the playhead to the right, Shift plus C, Shift plus F, and the action Insert Type Paste Custom Text with Shadow Wipe Transition preset written into the text field on the right. And one last time, a Find Search Image on Screen and Move Mouse action, and a Drag Mouse to Position action to add the preset to the second adjustment layer. And we finish our workflow with the following 7 shortcut actions: Shift plus C, Shift plus F, the Delete key, the Tab key, the Escape key, Shift plus V, and Command Option Control Shift plus B, which will reset all changes of our workflow and reset the zoom settings in your timeline. Hit Command plus S to save everything in BetterTouchTool. Click on the app icon at the top of your screen and restart the app. Delete both adjustment layers in the Projects panel of Premiere Pro. And now let's find out if our automation runs as intended by clicking this little play icon down here. And as you can see, it works just fine. By the way, you can adjust the overall speed at any time. Just click on the workflow speed trigger, select the action for the delay in the middle column, and change its value from 0.1 seconds to 0.08 seconds, for example. Now all that's left is to assign a key combination which triggers our shadow wipe transition to be added automatically to the timeline from now on. To do so, click on this little keyboard icon up here, click on the plus symbol, and now record any shortcut you like. I'm going to assign it to a key of this used additional keyboard I have prepared in order to turn it into a really fancy customized stream deck for video editors. I press this key and change the trigger condition from works on all keyboards to works on keyboards with same type as used for recording to avoid activating the workflow when I press the same key on my regular keyboard. When your key combination is saved, click on the plus symbol in the middle column, add the action called Trigger Named Trigger, and type the name of our reusable named trigger into this text field in the right column. And this is how you can automate adding a shadow wipe transition to your timeline in Premiere Pro in only a few seconds and with only one keystroke.